Rewindpix, why this campaign is working, but the page is not that great. So I will show you right now. The Kickstarter is live since 4 days. I've backed the project. I will be able to show you a bit of the insight. So why this campaign works? So I can scroll inside of the campaign just for you to have a look of the page. So as you can see, a lot of images, which is great for a camera. It's kind of mandatory. Okay, it's nearly the end. Okay, it's finished. So the campaign is pretty good. The page is not that great. There is some super nice stuff, but for me, why it works and why I said in my intro, it's a good campaign. They have made a really good pre-campaign. I can see a lot of ads. The pre-launch page is working well. So just before they launched the campaign, they were at 7,241 followers. It was like 1 or 2 hours before the campaign, so it's pretty good. During the campaign, I've seen a lot of ads at the beginning because I'm mostly a target for the Kickstarter. So that's great. Pre-launch page was updated several times. I've made some video to analyze that and to show you the differences before the live. They have made a lot of posts on Reddit. They have a Discord channel with all the team, and they're sharing a lot of content and explanation. They talk a lot with everyone. So it's really great to gather people and to first answer pre-backers, I must say. So that's great, really great. They have like a full website with a lot of information there. As you can see, if you go to the website, there is like a pop-up which remind people to get the limited early bird. So that's great. The website is it's good. There is a lot of information, galleries, all the potential thing that you can get afterward. There is the specs, the question, like there's a lot of stuff. They really work a lot before the campaign on everything, so that's great. It's really why it worked, because when the campaign launched, so I backed the project and I recorded the first, like when they achieved the 200% mark. So this video is 4 minutes, so I would just skip a little bit inside, and as you can see, it's just so it was 10 and 10 minutes. So the campaign started at 10 a.m. and after 10 minutes, they have reached 200% of their goal. So that's really cool. And obviously they get around $100,000 the first day. So we are 4 days in and they have reached 300,000 Canadian. That's pretty great. 1,600 backers and 56 days to go. So that's really great. For me, like the main successful point for them is the communication around the project. So all the pre-launch page things were great. Now they have influencers that talk about it. So there are video reviews about the camera from people that have a lot of followers. So that's really great. As you can see here, Snappiness have a lot of followers too. That's great. There are some media outlets which are talking about the project. Also great because they are vouching for it and they're really known. So that's perfect. That's what you want, really. So that's super good strength about those elements. It's really like a key element for them. I will just go through the campaign and show you what's great, what's less great, I might say. So tactic connection to imaging, mostly like all the key features and trying to get people to re-enjoy. And I have like a similar camera with a wheel that you can't hear right now. It's the same thing for their camera, so it's really like the same feel. So it's they are talking a lot about that, and it's a great idea. It's really what they have to do. So little specs and design, what's on the camera front and back, super classic. The film simulation with the app, which are, those photos were on the pre-launch page. So they have keep that. That's, that's okay. It worked great. So no reason to not put them. People can see live, what the film simulation are, at least some of them, and what they are doing. So that's really great. After they are, introducing the fact that you can have your own style with the app, so you can make presets. And that's great because photographers, they don't have all the same preset to have their own signature. So that's great. Overview of the app. So that's great. That way people can, project themselves inside of the app, or its work, and what you can do with that. There is not that much. There's a bit more at the bottom. There's something I like. It's a special thing for their CTO, which have designed the app. It's always great to be thankful and to grateful about people which are in your team or have helped the project. So that's really nice to it's a little something that is really really good. Good to make and to show that you are a human. So that's really great. So there is like the specs of the camera, the accurate viewfinder, everything. So it's all like very specific to this project, which is photography features and things. Those images were on the pre-launch page, so nothing new here. If you haven't seen my analyze video of the pre-launch page, you can check now. But I've talked about those images and what's good, what not. So that's pretty great. Here are all the app stuff. So that's almost the same as on the pre-launch page. So they explain, what you can do with it and what's great about using the app, what you can do with the app and inside of the camera, because the camera haven't any screen at the back like this one. It's like fully film camera. It's the same philosophy, so that's great. They're explaining what you can do. They are also explaining that, and they are not really like saying that out loud, but the application is free for the backers, lifetime free. So if you are not a backer, maybe it's it's a good incentive to back the project, because it's the free lifetime thing is for the backer only. So it might be an incentive for people to back the project, because I don't know the price. It might be cheap, monthly. But if you keep the app for, I don't know, 2, 3, 5 years, maybe you will pay for the price of the camera just in subscription. I don't know. And there is no price anywhere. So, but here it's really like the Kickstarter thing. So that's pretty fine. In fact, maybe they can put its lifetime free for the backers, but for the other people which will buy the camera afterward, it will be, I don't know, this amount. So like, I don't know, $2 per month or $5, or I don't know. But the people would calculate a little bit and would be able to better understand that it might be a good opportunity to get the camera now. For me, the campaign is divided in two. So there is the first half, which is pretty detailed with text. There is the review and everything, mainly what the people will check first. And when you go down, there is less and less text from here, like what's in the box. You just have a photo. You don't have text, so you don't know what this is. I think it's the shutter button, an extra one. I'm not sure, but I think it is. It's why a quick description would be better, just to describe the content of the box and not just a photo. So there is 2 stickers. I think this is, I don't know, maybe an Allen key for the camera, like for the socket. There's the box, and that's it. So there is some unknown for those stuff. So it's would be better to have a little bit text, even just like a little description at the bottom or at the one of the sides, The specs, well, nothing really fancy to tell about that. People sometimes really like to have specs, so it's great to have it. That way, there are some, sense of transparency about what's inside. And when it's gear, people really like to know what's inside, just to be sure that it's good quality and the choice made are great for them. So that's cool. Quick note, I can see that we have a 4 gigabyte included storage. So that's pretty cool. Not a lot of companies still do that. So it's a quick note. Now, users' voices. We don't know really what it is. Well, we see its photos and stuff, but I wonder which one are with filters, for example, which one are developed with the app. So it's a little bit of an unknown at the moment. They look great, so that's the main thing, I guess. It's what's important, but all those photos, I don't know if it's like the black and white filter or it's just like inside of the app that people have done all of those photos. So I don't know, and it might be just good to put like a little text on each one. So I don't know, here or at the bottom, just to describe what they are, and because at the moment we don't know, so it's a bit it's not really a big deal, but it might be better. Rewards, I think it's one of the main point. They are super easy to understand, and it's only camera and some add-ons. That's it. They are playing the game of the early bird, so you have some they are all early bird, which is pretty weird, but it's really simple to know what you will get. I think I can have all the reward and on screen kind of. Yes, it's always one camera or one camera with accessories. That's it. At some point you have like the double kit and the Rewindpix pack, which is 2 camera or 6 camera, and that's it. Super easy to understand and to pick your camera. It's the no-brainer. So that's great. That's really a good thing. And they are, telling something for this one, which is with two strap. I think it's the Wanderer. Yeah, the Wanderer, which is 2 strapped and a bag. So it wasn't enough clear, I think. So they did that. Add-ons, super clear and easy to understand. Bag, the strap, the level weight fender, some filters and accessories. So that's I have nothing to say about that. It's great. Prices are pretty good, and I think they will make a bit of money with that. So that's great. Stretch goal might need a bit more explanation because there is nothing right now. And as I said, this half of the campaign is pretty bare bone. I don't really like it. For example, this one, which is locked at 300,000, is that an add-on that will be unlocked, or will those UV filter will be given to anyone which bought a camera? I don't know. It might be better to make a bit more clarity about that, because right now we don't know. So maybe nobody cares about this because you can get them on Amazon or whatever. This one is locked. There is 16 special filters, so I think it's more filter that will be added to the app. I'm not sure, but it should be that. Again, I'm wondering, so you don't want people to have to think about what it is. It should be clear what it is. Special effect, no idea. Well, I have an idea. It's just like your specific, not filter, but mask, for example, inside of the app, or just like something really specifics, like a bit looking images, for example, or really something more creative, I would say. But again, I don't know. There is no description. So this one is the same as the UV filter, and you don't know if it's just like an add-on or if it will be given to anyone, or I don't know. And this one is pretty cool. It's the all metal aluminum alloy body, but they don't talk about it. So there is no images, nothing. And I've read on the Discord from the creator that there is an add-on to pay if at some point they get to 1 million. I hope they will get to 1 million, but there is nothing that tell you where it is. So it's a bit, it's not great, really not great. Timeline is great. Timeline is great because you can see the life and the history of the product, which is only 1 year, starting in February, kind of, and we are here, 2026 March. So the Kickstarter will end in mid-May, I guess, because it's a 60-day campaign. There is no word about what the money is for. Is that to pay for the mass production, but they already have produced a certain amount of camera. So I don't know how it works for them. I don't know if they have prepaid for a big batch and they will use the Kickstarter money to pay for the rest of the production. The campaign ends mid-May and they ship in June. I'm pretty confident about the project. They have shown a lot of things on the Discord, and so that's pretty good. It's just like we don't know really like what the money will, be used for. I think mainly it's for production, but at the moment they are already showing like part of that the production is done. So shipping that we will have to pay at the end of the campaign, which is pretty standard and normal. So like nothing to say with that. It's good to display them because sometimes people forget and they are surprised that they have to pay shipping afterward. So that's great. And I was talking about production. They are talking about mass production, but that's it. So is that done? Is that to be made? Is that the future? Is the money to pay for the mass production? Well, all those ones are produced and, they have been sent to influencers, to YouTubers and media outlets. So that's what they had to do. But there is no thing written. There's no description. So I really don't like it. Even like a little paragraph like this one, like five sentences, like to say like, hey, mass production is half done and we need the money just to pay for the second half of the production. I don't know. But something with more detail would be really great. Because at the moment, if you haven't checked the project, if you haven't watched the influencers video which have tested the product, it's a bit strange. There's like a lot of efforts on the first half of the campaign. There's text description, whatever, which is kind of the same that they have put in the pre-launch page. But for the new stuff, there is no explanation. So it's a bit not sketchy, but could be really better. Here it's a really great part. It's the genesis of the project, who the guy is. It's him with his son. This is great. You have to, even if you don't like it and don't want it, you have to force yourself to put a photo of you. It's better if it's like a project which is important for you and where there is like a story behind, which is the case for him. It's I will not read everything, but he had like an Agfa Optima at some point, and he really liked the camera, and at some point he had a son and he wanted to recreate this tactile feeling and everything on a digital camera with no screen and everything, just to make sure that you just focus on the moment and you have the same tactile feeling of a camera. So It's the main history. I'm a bit like, doing shortcuts there, but it's what he's telling. It's great. It's a really good story. It's a nice story. And it's if you have a story, you have to use it. And I think it's pretty well used there. So nothing to tell. It's a good thing. Contact us. It's good. It's really great. The only thing I have to say is like the Instagram is not working. It's going to the Reddit page. And we also have the same thing for the TikTok, which is not working. It's going on their website. So little mistakes, but I'm fairly sure that 99% of the people will not click on them. So, or maybe the first one, the Discord, because they can, speak, and Reddit because people are really very vocable. So a little marketing stuff there. They are using Synergy Marketing, which is a company specialized in crowdfunding. So that's great. Sometimes you need help. Like if you contact me with crowdfunding.ninja, I have a form there. You can have some help from me. But if you are, new to crowdfunding and you don't know how to do it, and you have money to pay those kind of agency, do it. Do it because it's a good solution. When you don't have the skills, try to find people who have the skills. So they have done that, and it's they are doing a pretty good job. I've seen a lot of ads and stuff, so that's okay. Risk and change, that's pretty good too. There are information that are interesting for a lot of points. Manufacturing, they are working with an experienced ODM partner. So that's great. It's telling people that they are working with a company which have experience and they are skilled with that. So that's really great to know that the manufacturing will be done by a real company, which is specialized in that. Quality control, it's the same logistic and shipping, sorry. It's done with a fulfillment center. It's great because they will not have to ship themselves the stuff, and also fulfillment center. It's also great to keep the cost lower and controlled. So that's great. That kind of ensure that they will not burn money on stuff that are not necessary, or increasing shipping because there are tariffs and stuff. So sometimes it's better to get a fulfillment center that will ship everything at one point and are managing well the shipping and the logistic and the labels and everything. That's great. You can read that the guys are experienced and they have work in tech or industry. So that's great. And environmental commitment, it's the usual thing. So that's cool. But we can read there that there is like a 3mm thick PVC for the camera. So it's plastic, but it's really robust. So that's great. 3mm. I don't know if I can show you that. So it's that thick, which is fairly huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's around 6 collector cards. So that's really sturdy. I would say it's a pretty solid camera. Well, at least durable. So that's great. Now I will show you quickly the rewards. As I said, it's fairly simple, really, really simple, and it's great to have people just they go on the page, they know what they will have. That's it. There is no fancy stuff. There's a super early bird which I have backed, $99, and after it's like mostly people will go on multiple tiers. So this one is limited to. So there is like 159 left, and after they will have to choose between some combination of others. And that's it. It's really simple. If you just want the camera, it's this one, and you can pick add-ons, or there is better prices we already made with other rewards, and that's it. So the rewards and the add-ons are really typical of camera stuff, which is cold to mount, with our aluminum and etched and everything, filters and bags, and a waist level viewfinder. The other one are really like 2 copy of the camera and 6 copy of the camera, which could be great for some shops, which is great because it's around like 50% margin, which is really great. So that might be a good deal for any shop that are checking that, because I think it's a pretty good camera, so it will be a good setup. Well, it's my 2 cents. One thing that is a few things that I feel are bad. So we already seen that half of the campaign have no text and no explanation, which is a bit strange, like the what's in the box. It's not a lot of effort just to put what's inside in words. This is the images might need a bit more, just the name of the feature, or it's just like in camera or with the app, could be nice. Reward, super easy to understand. Add-ons too. Stretch goal, it would be better to have like a little description of each one and which rewards or tiers are targeted with those one, would be better. And a few words about mass production, because at the moment we don't know. So what's not that great at all, the intro video, it sucks, kind of. It's a sort of love letter for the camera and the history of the creator, but he lived with the in his mind for the camera and his own thing. It's a really lovely little movie, but it's all AI, and AI in cameras is not it's not really friendly stuff. So I think it's not a red flag, but if I'm a photographer which don't like AI, I'm going into this project which might be nice, and I launch the video and I see like AI camera. What? And especially when your logo on AI is not well written, it's not great at all. There are like this, for example, which is a Rolleiflex, but it's Rolleiflex. You can't read that. It's really awful. So I would have avoided that, but and it's just life. They have a baby, and it's okay. That's funny, but I will not have promote a camera with AI stuff, especially when your camera don't have any AI feature. So that's a bit weird. They should have made like a mix of the video they had on the pre-launch page, which is the 3D renders stuff about the camera, mixed with his history and why he have made the project, and why he have made the Rewindpix with the big viewfinder and the digital field, the crank and everything. It would have been really better, but at the moment it's just like an AI stuff. So that video would have been better. Really, even if there are no text or nothing, it would have been better than the 3-minute AI one. It's really a red flag for some people, so that's too bad. I must say, you replace that stuff. It's not good, very not good. Also, updates. There is no update. So this is an update which have been made before the campaign on the pre-launch page. You should have already made at least 2 or 3 updates. One for the goal. Goal. Ooh. And one for the 200%, for example, or the 100K in one day. Those one should be, your first update, third update, 2, third, you should, update people as soon as possible. Really, it's not optional. Really, it's mandatory if you want really to not fall into the I'm not communicating enough problem. So that's something. FAQ, I'm not sure if they have put the main question. I've seen some question on the Discord that people, really ask, for example, batteries. They require the proprietary batteries. There are, all those questions should be on the FAQ, because right now the comments are not, it's good to answer them there. The most asked question should be inside of the FAQ. That's funny. This comment is under review for potential virality Kickstarter stuff, but it's synergy marketing. It's the people which are made which are helping the creator. So that's really weird that they have been flagged by Kickstarter. I would not have expected that. I would have put more stuff on the FAQ, right? So that's what I have to say, and it's basically what I have to say about the whole campaign. So let's go into the conclusion. So as I said, the campaign is not the greatest, but all the communication behind the campaign and before the campaign, for the pre-launch page, the Discord, the Reddit post, and everything, it's great. It's what you have to do, because half of the campaign is like anti-images. There is no text and everything. There's only like the first half, which is detailed, which is great. And there are influencers and YouTubers and media outlets which are vouching for the project, which is helped tremendously for any project. So it's why it's really working a lot. Now there are few errors. I would not put that AI video at the beginning. It's really killing everything. It's a red flag for some people, so it's not great at all. I would put the FAQ, more question inside of that. You should update everyone as soon as possible when you have a project like this. When you hit your goal, make an update. When you hit, I don't know, the 200% mark, make an update. Or if you have, I don't know, gotten certain amount on a certain period of time, like 100,000 in one day, which is their case, I think, you should make an update too. It's not obliged, but you should update people as much as possible, just to be transparent and to thank them, because there is no thank you now, and it's not a good practice, I would say. So the minimum is just to thank people how they have backed so fast, because they are happy and enthusiastic about the project. So please tell them thank you, even if the creator is really, and his team is really available on Discord, on the project Discord. So that's really great. But there are a lot of people which are not on Discord, and you should update people on the Kickstarter page. So that were my main points. So to remember, the most important part for your campaign is what you are doing before the campaign. All the promotion, all the days, months, weeks you are spending to talk with everyone on, I don't know, Reddit, Instagram. Just choose, the social media you liked, or if it's a newsletter, for example, just talk about your project together. The more interest, together fans or people which are supporting what you are doing. It's the most important part of the of a Kickstarter campaign. You have to work before your campaign. It's not because your campaign is on Kickstarter that it will work. I've already said that on my previous videos, but it's really important to understand that people will not get into your campaign if you don't talk about it. So we have seen here that even if half the page is not well detailed, the second half, it worked pretty great because they have a good communication. Of course, they have used a marketing agency, So if you don't have money for a marketing agency, you have to take all the time you need before, and you have to work on growing a database of people, followers, fans, whatever. You can also, talk with people like me. I'm not an agency, but I have a website which is crowdfunding.ninja, where I have a form there. If you need some help, I can help you for your project to, work with you and find the best way to promote your campaign, to build your campaign, and to avoid making mistakes. Because sometimes your specialty is not crowdfunding, so it's best to find skill you don't have somewhere else. I've already done 2 videos about Rewindpix, the digital camera of this campaign. It was about the pre-launch page. So if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, and I will be glad to show you other videos. I'm posting a video every week, and if you like this one, I have some other videos about pre-launch page, live campaign, and analysis of what to not do and what to do with your campaign. So have a good one and see you next week.